is Thursday for Melanin Nutrition. Hello, Jean. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody doing good. My name is Jean Donnet. I am a holistic healer and herbalist who specializes in nutrition for the African diaspora. Again, I appreciate you allowing me to be on this. So I'm just going to tell a little bit of my story, and I think that some people can relate. So I had asthma when I was growing up, and long story short, I don't have it anymore, and I'm going to explain why. I've been ventilated at least 3 times in my life, because of asthma, and I've been to the hospital. I don't even know how many times. It's been so many times that I've been in and out of the hospital because of asthma and other reasons, and that was all because of my health. And I tried the pescatarian route, I tried the vegetarian route, and then I tried vegan route, and they all didn't work. And they didn't work because I was doing it wrong. I was still eating candy. I was still eating chips. You know what I'm saying? You can still be a vegan and eat candy and chips. You know what I mean? And so what really made an impact for me was, one, making the decision to actually be like, yes, I'm not gonna go back to whatever it is that I was doing. I'm gonna move forward and actually dedicate myself. Like, I'm gonna die trying, because I've been dying this whole time, so I might as well die trying to heal myself, right? And so over the course of 3 months, 3 to 4 months, I went from 10 to 20 puffs a day, which is ridiculous. Like, that's you're only supposed to take it every 4 hours. Taking 10 to 20 times a day is ridiculous. I went from there to 1 to 0. I'm sorry, 0 to 1 a day. And I only did it because it was a mental reason, because I was doing it for the first 20-something years of my life. So now it's just breaking the habit of doing it, which is a wonderful thing. With that being said, I know that you had mentioned that you wanted someone to talk about COVID and ways to actually help with it, right? I've actually helped someone with this, and he thanked me so much for it. And I just gave him some herbs. First, you had to kind of recognize your symptoms, like, because everybody's different. Everybody's symptoms are different. Sometimes you might not have symptoms, right? So if you have mucus, you have to get some expectorants. If you're having digestive issues, you got to get some demulcellants or slight laxatives to help you. You need to get your nourishments. But some herbs to help with this, if you were to get it, I'm praying that no one in the chat gets it. I'm praying no one else on the world gets it, but life is life. Licorice root is a good one. It's an expectorant. What's another good one? Hawthorn leaf and flower and berry are good, and they're good because they aid with the heart, right? And we know that whenever we are sick, right, the other organs have to work a lot more harder, and so you want to make sure that you are giving your heart and your liver and your pancreas help while you're going through what you're going through, right? And dandelion root is a good one for your liver. So is milk thistle, is also good for the liver. What's another one I gave him? I gave him some orange peels and lemon peels because those are high in vitamin C, which is always great to have. What's another?
Do you have a site? I feel like you do.
Oh yes. Do you
have a site with information on this? Because I want to have a pen and write this down, but I would love for people to be able to have access to this, because this is like herbalism. I mean, it's such an important thing, and it's one of those things beyond just plant-based that people just really can't wrap their minds around. So yeah. I would love for you to give us just some ways to contact you to get this information, we can write it down, or if you have a site or something for it. I feel like you do.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of sites. So yeah, I'm gonna give them to you. So the first one is my YouTube page. Go on YouTube and type in AIE Holistic Health. Or you can click my face and then go to the Instagram thing. AI Holistic Health is there too. On there, I have this thing called 2 Minute Herbs where I discuss herbs and the side effects and benefits of each herb. And then I have things on melanin nutrition that's already up there. And I also have healing based on your zodiac sign as well, because each zodiac sign is controlled by, or I don't want to say controlled, but I think you understand what I'm saying, is controlled by different planets, and those planets control different systems of the body. So, you will want to pay attention to certain, like for instance, I'm a Virgo, so I want to pay attention to my digestive system because I'm a Virgo, right? Well, at least my sun sign's a Virgo, I'll say that.
Wow, yeah, we'll have to do a room on that one.
Oh yeah, of course.
eating plant based according to your zodiac sign. I love it.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, there's that. And then my regular website is aieholistichealth.com. On there, on the site is detoxes, right? And it's not like a detox where you taking pills. It's more of changing your lifestyle, like changing your diet, and then you receive herbs based on whatever it is you got going on. Everybody's different. No one person is the same. You follow me? So,
and that's what I was going to say. I think one thing that you're hitting on too, and that's what I've learned through my process and with my network of like medical professionals and healers. I mean, being a COVID long hauler is such like a broad term because there's so many different ways people might have symptoms. I mean, mine is COVID brain fog. I still have inflammation in places I've never had inflammation or consistent inflammation, and it's from respiratory to heart. And the timeline is also very, no one really knows the timeline. I know so many people I've spoken with and shared, they're kind of like, my physician said to kind of wait it out, and they're already 6 months in of like being negative, but they're still having all these symptoms. But one thing that I definitely feel that is important to bring up, I mean, and you have the knowledge of this too, being working in herbs and quote unquote, people might want to generalize and say supplements. I think there's really, what I learned, at least in my research and working with a gut specialist, once there's a COVID link, they did a study of gut health to inflammation and the severity that you have it. And it's fascinating because I've always had I've had inflammation in a weak gut to begin with, a lot of gastrointestinal issues. So for someone who technically has been quote unquote healthy and, like ripped and always physical, and like I was not a candidate to really end up in the hospital for 4 days and have COVID pneumonia. But then I recognize that link as well, and also looking at that study. And so it's really about how your antioxidant loads are. And that's what I've learned through my research, and having your gut be in a place where it can absorb these nutrients, because end of the day, if you look at the research too, and I'll try to put the link on my profile, but the people that are dying from COVID are the ones who actually are having the highest amount of inflammation, or diabetics, people with autoimmune disorders, people who usually are obese, have high inflammation because of diabetes, as well. So it's really, unless their gut is on point, through proper care, like they can't absorb those nutrients. So it's amazing to have all this stuff, but I think people should know too that, it's kind of like, the way that I describe it, it's kind of like, it's like trying to paint a house before you've sanded it down and primed it to have a good base. And I don't know, and that's at least the way that I can describe it, because I know, like, I felt the shift when a physician gave me medical grade probiotics. I took a pre-probiotic, a probiotic, and a postbiotic, and at like 150 to, I think 250 billion count. And I felt the difference. I mean, definitely I had medications after, antibiotics and taking supplements, but I felt they absorbed differently. And the research is there and the studies are there. And it's really profound how, if you don't have your gut in check, all these things are great. We could do all this night and day. We can be plant-based and do all these things, but we're going to be missing an opportunity to really absorb those nutrients. So that's something that I found in my research, and it's something that I'm grateful I discovered, and I definitely would love to share that information with you guys too if you have any questions. But Gene, no, it's fabulous. I love your approach, and I think it's also something kind of I think we have a tendency to not want to know that there's more than one way to the mountaintop. We want to kind of find like the quickest path, but I think that it's really beautiful and awesome that you're finding a way to really have people connect with like their own wellness and want to really find a way to recover that makes sense for them, because it is mental too, right? Yeah. I mean, you have to admit that if we're talking horoscopes and stuff, like it is a mental thing as well to get in the mental mindset.
Right. But yeah, to piggyback what you said, the gut is vital when it comes to any type of disease or any type of anything. It's so important. Like I think it was like 10 to 15 pounds of feces, like most Americans have in their gut. And so if you have 10 to 50 pounds of feces, your gut can't absorb the nutrients to transport it to the rest of your body. So yeah, I'm agreeing with you. That's very important. It's a very important thing.
Thanks, Gene. All right, we're going to move on to, I think it was Robert, and then, but thank you for sharing it. I'm going to connect with you actually, because I want to link you up with a physician who would love to. They're actually doing a study right now, and they want to do a holistic study, and I think it'd be good if you can connect and share your knowledge, because the one thing I will say too for the audience to understand, there's so much changing in the world in general, and for me and my path of recovery overall, I mean, I think it's awesome how. Western medicine is now beginning to embrace when you run out of ideas, right? They're like, okay, we got to look into other means of helping people, and especially ethnic communities that have always known this and relied on that, And so I think I'm definitely going to link you up. I'm going to go to I'll DM you through IG, but thank you for sharing.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. And then in the meantime, we open up hand raising.